Hey guys, we're going to do a tutorial on a sort of Deep House, Future House synth made in Massive. I'll show you exactly pretty much what we're going to make, and then we'll recreate the sound from scratch. So we're just going to start from scratch here. And then we're going to obviously make sure we go new sound. And let's just get straight into it here. Go into the voicings tab. Going to bring the unison down up to number 2. And then we're going to put it on here. And then we'll probably come back and maybe play with some of these here. Maybe this pitch cutoff here. But we'll head over and we will choose our first waveform, which is this one here, grown 3. And we're just gonna turn that one off. Bring it down 1 octave. Okay, we'll push that all the way up to filter 1. We'll use all the oscillators here today, I think, so we will push this one up to 7. This is going to help give it the character that we need. Obviously, with a lot of traditional synths, you just keep it on the same octave. 1 octave apart, but this one here, it's like, it's giving it that 5th sound. Because we're going 7 semitones, so it's so it's giving it that 5th sound, and then we will choose the same one again, grown 3, and pretty much we'll keep it similar, maybe a slightly different wavetable position, but again, because it's on a this one here, 7 semitones, it should give it a slightly different sound. And then let's turn the 3rd one on. And this one here, we're going to choose Mollifant. And then we will bring this one down. I'll play it in a second. But we'll change this one to bend minus. Okay. And bring the intensity around a little bit. And we'll play it now, and then we'll bring it down to -5. So this is just going to give it a little bit of grit to the sound. Now, with oscillator 2 here, send this one to filter 1 as well. And with oscillator 3, send it to filter 2. So make sure you bring that all the way down. And I think that's going to be the start of our sound. Now we need to shape it. So we'll head over now into the filter section. And I think we'll deal with oscillator 1 and 2 because they're going into filter 1 first. So let's bring up a low pass 4 filter. And we will do some filter envelope modulation. So we're going to take this envelope here, put it into this cutoff box here, and then just click and hold and drag up. So it's basically controlling the whole of the what the cutoff filter is here. Let's just check that out now. So bring the resonance down. So you can see we're starting to get a little bit closer here now. So I'm going to bring the attack all the way down. Okay, we'll tweak that more, put the release up a little bit. But we will use this one here now, the second envelope, and I'm going to use this one to control filter 2. Just so it's just handy to actually have two different filters going. Sometimes because you can actually get a few more options when it comes to, automation and tweaking and getting a slightly different sound. Yeah, it just opens up another possibility. So push this the volume of this filter up all the way, and actually bring the mix one. This is the mix between the two filters, so bring that to halfway, and we again will do the same thing. This is with the second envelope, like I've already done there. Choose the low pass 4 filter again, route that up, turn the resonance down, and this is just the third one playing now. Okay, so that's just a start there. Okay. And now we will, just continue to play here a little bit, but we leave the decay basically pointing straight up here at 12 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is, with this one here, this is the one that's controlling this third oscillator, I am actually going to have a slightly slower attack so that sort of the first pluck isn't so strong on this particular sound. It's actually going to be like the main body of the sound will be a tiny bit later, and that's just to sort of maybe give it a little more body, and just a slight variation really. So that's obviously very plucky, and then I'll exaggerate it so you can hear it's too much delay on this attack here, and then we'll just tone it back. Head into this fourth envelope here, which is controlling the actual, the main amp. So we're going to pull that down here, and this is going to have a very similar shape to the first two envelopes, and we'll pull that one to about there, and just push the release up a little bit. Okay, so we can come back and fiddle with that soon. What I am going to do here is turn this pitch cutoff on. Okay, so with this one here, we've just done some detuning basically, and this one here you can hear that it is controlling the width of the sound. So we'll just keep working with that for a little bit, and then we'll go in here and turn on the modulation oscillator, and this is the ring mod, and basically you can just choose, obviously this corresponds to which oscillator you want to do the ring modulation on, but we're going to go with the second oscillator here, and then of course you can change the pitch here, and it produces a different sound. And then this is the phase one, and we'll route this one to the first oscillator. So you can see this really takes it from something maybe a little bit cheesy to something that's more true to this to this particular sound. So again, without the mod OS turned on. Okay, so that's starting to sound pretty good there. And of course, there's some, so there's some portamento turned on, which is okay. And if we come down here to the insert, turn that on, and we can load up the sine shaper, and so we can see what that. Again, that just helps just to give a little bit of character to the sound, basically some extra harmonics, and we can probably going up here to the effects section and bring up the classic dimension expander here, and again we can get a bit more out of the sound. Okay, and another one here is similar to what we did here with this pitch cutoff with the detuning. If we turn the chorus on. Sounds good. And to the EQ, turn that on. Just changes the, again, the character of the sound a little bit. Basically trying to focus on a little bit more of the sort of upper mid frequency range. And that's pretty much it, really. You can now hear, you've got your, this is that typical sound, the Oliver Heldens type sound. And you can now have the possibility to do a little bit of tweaking throughout different sections of the song, with these envelopes here and controlling the filters. So for example, you could have them really plucky, and then you could actually try and maybe open them up a little bit. So with this guy here, pulled down, which is basically the sustain. With that pulled down on both envelopes here, you get a really plucky sound. But if you start to give them a little bit of, push the sustain up a little bit, then you can get the synth does change and becomes a little more open and a little more full with the length of the note. We'll try and give an example now. And again, we can go to this one here, which is controlling, the whole massive, basically, because it's here on the actual amp. You can shape the sound more and allow those to do more work, because if you've got the sustain pulled down all the way on this one here, no matter how much sustain you give it, on those ones there, it's still not really gonna get much sustain. So always be wary of what this envelope here is doing. go. All of a sudden now it's, the sound is a lot more open. But if we bring that back down, try and play it with some drums I got here. Okay, let's just bring the all the sustains down again, so it's just quite a plucky sound. Okay, and obviously there's got some side chaining on, and this is just EQ here, just to cut off the very lows, and it will groove a little bit better. So there you go, that's a good start, and of course from there you can go to put some more distortion if you want, you can send it off to buses, but that is just a good, a base to work around for creating that future house main lead bass sound that is very popular right now. And I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you again soon for another tutorial.